Welcome to the IVM Podcast Network.
TFG Football is an IVM production, and you can also check out their other awesome shows like Drinks and Destination, a handy guide to the world of wine, spirits and more, along with a dip into travels around the world.
You're listening to TFG Football.
Well, I wanted to do this when Aizawl versus Mohun Bagan match got over because, the day after that we spoke on the show. But I was not in the studio to start the show like that. And it was also would have been a little too much if I did that because it was not yet done. It was not yet decided though because there was still one more match remaining and it was going down to the wire. But now I can do it. Ole, ole, ole. Aizawl FC.
Ole.
Well, folks, it was an amazing night.
When did you become an Aizawl FC fan?
Well, it's about being Indian football fan. Just because you're a Mohun Bagan fan, you can sit there and relax. We are all celebrating this along with the whole of Mizoram because this is the best time to be born as an Indian football fan, to see something like this in the
Mumbai
history.
FC relegate हो गया, jersey change कर लिया, बहुत अच्छा है.
Well, we'll talk about that later. I don't want to argue on that right now. That's how it was, and it was a great script of this amazing movie that came to an end. We all wanted to see this happen, and it all brought a smile to our faces because this team really deserved. They had everything from the start, from the get-go, at least this season. They had that drive, they got a coach, they got some players on, and it was game on, and they did that till towards the end. I have Kevin in the studio. Chiranjit, you heard him talk. He's joining us via Skype. There were other matches that happened, but of course, these two matches that we're going to talk about in the first that happened together at the same time. And I was watching the Aizawl game and had my the fangarage.com commentary of Mohun Bagan's match. And only when the goals happen, I used to switch back. It was a crazy ride. Kevin, let me bring you to the conversation. How was it?
Even before we talk about the main game, I was so excited that I forgot that there was a 4:30 game as well. Chiranjit.
Which was even more, it was like a crazy match, by the way.
It is like a picnic that you want to go to the next day, and in the night before, you're not able to sleep.
Yeah.
You're just thinking about that one thing and you forget that you have to, get up and brush your teeth.
Yeah.
That bad it was. I called up Chiranjit and me. We were just discussing and talking about the Aizawl game at around 4:25. He's saying, dude, that game is at 7 o'clock. There is a game at 4:30. Are you not aware of that? It was all panicky situation, and yes, we don't give less importance to the other games because they equally put in the efforts that they had.
That's what the goals came in. I mean, all other matches were high goal scoring, except these two, but it held on to our nerves, right? Because only 2 goals scored in Shillong Aizawl, 3 goals scored in Bagan, Chennai together. But that was it. That was enough
and
to...
nothing short of chances for either team.
Yeah.
It was a mental test. It was, for everybody to take it. But that nervousness did get into players, easy as if the chances were being missed. That was what was at stake for each and every player.
Yep.
Even though Shillong and Chennai City, they couldn't deserve too much, but they knew how important, they are in Indian football because they are part of the history.
Yeah. Actually, from the other side. It's also your word. I mean, Chennai has still stuck to it. They are a first half team. They have stuck to it till the end.
What was Karanji doing? He could have been that had it gone to the Bagan game, had it not been decided with the Aizawl winning or drawing. What if it was into Bagan's and Chennai City's hands to give the title to Bagan or not?
Yeah.
Karanjit did make it difficult.
Yeah.
Outstanding saves. Chiranjit, you can talk about that game because we were on the other side.
Yeah.
Come on, seriously. I went into it, I woke up, I was like, I'm not going to hope at all. and because I knew 90% chance it's gonna be Aizawl FC and everything, and they do deserve it. Biggest number of wins in the season, and going into the Mohun Bagan Chennai City game, I was obviously keeping an eye on the other one, and the first time when the entire stadium cheered was when Shillong Lajong scored against Aizawl FC. That stadium was just broke into applause. I don't think they cheered their own goals as loudly as they cheered that goal. But and that's what happens. And it became a roller coaster from there, because that was the time when people started wondering, is it really possible? Because seriously, and all the day I was mentally stealing myself. Don't think about it. It's not gonna happen. It's not in our hands anymore. So it's useless. But that's when you start wondering, is it gonna happen? Is it gonna happen? And then that goal happens. Nanda Kumar just breaks past the defensive line and he scores for Chennai City, and suddenly you're like, oh no, this is the worst.
And then and then the whole of India celebrates.
No, I can imagine the pressure on Bagan players.
Yeah.
It's not in your hands. You're wanting to win this. It's already in your pocket. And Chennai City scores.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what's happening?
Imagine that would have been the worst if Shillong Lajong had done their part and beaten Aizawl FC, and Mohun Bagan failed to win. That would have been worse. So but then it became like that, switching back and forth between the two matches. Obviously, Katsumi Yusa comes and scores towards the end of the first half. Something was wrong. I think Daryl Duffy, Balwant Singh were completely down under pressure.
Yeah, okay. I think in that goal, Katsumi's goal is what put Aizawl under pressure. Immense pressure, because we could see that they were frustrated. At the halftime, coach Khalid comes in and there are players, fighting with referees, and that's when we thought, hey, are you losing it on composure and patience here? Because you know what, you have 45 minutes still left. Don't lose it because of off the field antics and not your on-field performance.
What happened is Aizawl knew that somehow there is always a news going on in the stadium. Okay, that is the update. Yeah. So it tends to get to you. There is something in your favor.
People were commentating about Shillong Lajong and Aizawl FC game with a mic during Mohun Bagan Chennai City FC game.
That is so distracting.
That is, obviously it was those handheld mics, and hopefully the players didn't get much of it, but hey, don't do that, man. Like, why? Your players are fighting for at least let them work in peace. That was obviously everybody was getting mind screwed, and it was like literally a split vision. You want to watch this game, but you want to care about that game. But obviously, I think Aizawl FC had a less pressure because it was at least in their hand. And Kevin, I'll let you take us through the second half of the Shillong Lajong and Aizawl FC game first, because you watched it live. I just got highlights. Then I'll chime in on some of the points.
Yeah, just the point that Siju talked about, that was key in this game, because when things don't work for you, you start taking the other route, that is talking to the officials and pressurizing them. That is not
it happened before the game started.
Yeah, it was.
Did you read the letter? Did you read the letter that when that information came out that 4 of the referees are Bengalis? And by the way, those are not the kind of Bengalis who will just support Mohun Bagan. Okay, it's not completely. I mean, obviously it would have been avoided easily if AIFF had been a bit smart about it. But yeah, they allowed Aizawl FC a reason to complain. And just look at what Robert Royte wrote to AIFF. He's like, I have been given to understand that referees appointed for the match between Shillong Lajong and Aizawl FC are all from West Bengal, which clearly defeats the principle of neutrality and fairness. I would therefore like to inform you that even if any untoward incidents take place because of the referee judgments on the ground, Aizawl FC will be no responsibility but AIFF inappropriate decision. I think some grammatical mistakes there, but very strong worded. things to say before you're about to play for the title. I have never seen anything like this, and everybody just freaked out about that.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that played a part in the way Aizawl FC were reacting to the referees, because you don't want your owner to be just up in arms against the referees just before the game. It's a recipe for disaster, and we're lucky it didn't get worse than that.
Yeah. So talking about the game, if Dipanta did one thing right in the game, was scoring that goal. Apart from that, he was invisible throughout.
Yeah.
Second half,
and he tried a lot to get fouls and everything to get referee's attention.
Theatrics.
Yeah.
Just you could see that was practiced.
Yeah.
In your own room.
If you can't score, let's do this.
Yeah. And that bad it started. Even Kamo got to it. Kamo also started appealing.
Yeah.
Because, see, it's all the mind game. If you are not able to do it on the field with your performance, you try to do.
Antics.
These antics are there. It did get to the players, but. We saw an Aizawl team that missed Alfred Jarian a lot.
Yeah. Also, don't forget Ashutosh Mehta, because at the back, they were really struggling because there were a lot of balls going easily
in. It's Jarian who does both the work for you. He holds on to the defensive line. He keeps the pressure away from the defenders. Yeah. That was clearly missing for Aizawl.
Missing, yeah.
So Amna did well. Yeah, he was able to control the ball, but at times, I really thought he was lost because he had the ball, he would take it and run towards the corner when Aizawl, down. He didn't know whether to pass the ball, and Rane, he couldn't handle that pressure. Yeah. That chance that William made up for him, that layoff, that was sweet. Yeah. It was just asking for a nice, juicy side footer, and he blasted it.
And that happened just, after he took a long shot, and that was a beautiful shot that he took, just went little above the post. But here, then came this, which he could have capitalized, but he's like, damn, all of this just gets to your head. Imagine the pressure that you're on. This is like crazy.
Best player for yesterday Aizawl versus Shillong game. Shillong versus Aizawl game was Kinowaki. Excellent game. Yeah. He took in that beating. He was taking in those fouls. He was even committing fouls. He was instrumental in negating that aggression that Aizawl were bringing.
He was up everywhere. He was running throughout the field.
He had the best game. I'm telling you, without him, Shillong would have been at least 2 goals down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even though Aizawl didn't look the best in the season.
Yeah, but what about that goal by William, man?
Crazy stuff. I mean, what glory for him. Seriously. Who would have thought?
And he did come on as a substitute, if you remember.
It was a super sub. Yeah. You felt so disappointed throughout watching, as we were saying. Aizawl missed Jarian and all of them. And then Brendan was trying to do his best, but he could not. And then he does, Khalid plays his mind game. He does a sub. And he gets this guy on. And personally, when I was watching the match, from the time he was on the field, he wanted it. You could see that drive in him. And for some reason, you felt like, okay, he could do something, because that cross that he gave to Jayesh Rane or all of that, he was just probably, waiting for that moment, and then a little bit of lapse from the goalkeeper, and he capitalized on it and he scored.
Overall, he had a decent game, Keth, but that goal which he conceded, he didn't have to come forward. And that was the chance that Aizawl needed. He missed that punch of his. Had he been stayed at his line, it would have been a much more comfortable save. But it was coming. Aizawl put in the pressure. They were much better.
In the second half.
Second half towards the end. I really didn't find the best of play by Aizawl in this game. But they got stronger towards the end, and it was moving towards that luck factor towards the end of the game. We saw after it was 1-1, Shillong missed twice, and it was everybody
and it was the guy who was the highest goal scorer who was missing all of those chances, right?
It hit the post and it went towards the outer side. It could have gone anywhere.
Man, towards the end, that twice they came close.
Dipanda in the first half, he scores by hitting the bar, the underside, and it bounces past the goal line and he comes out. This time he hit the bar, it was a goal post, but it went the other side. It could have been anywhere.
Anything,
everybody had their mouths open when he hit the post.
Aizawl, many of them suffered a heart attack at that moment.
Even the last chance where the header that collision of a header. It was a dual header that landed the ball on the far side.
Yes.
Albino was beaten.
Yeah.
It was swerving away. I don't know where that swerve came on that ball. It was drifting away from the goalpost. It was going towards a luck factor, and till the end. And that was the last play of the game.
Yeah. And then you had to take a goal kick, and then imagine, did you see the replay when they were showing Albino's reaction?
Yes, exactly.
He was just left dead for a second. He was just right there.
He had no hopes that ball was, not going in his net.
He was like, damn, what did just happen? I don't recall anything. But it had so much drama.
Yeah.
Chiranjit, before I get you, so much drama happened. On the other side, out of everyone, Devjit got a red card. I mean, seriously, out of everyone, that man gets...
We'll come back to that. That was a pretty stupid red card anyway. But see, the last 20 minutes of the Lajong versus Aizawl game, that sort of stood out as a metaphor for how close this league is.
Yeah.
It literally, the league title was decided by one goal. It's just the goal that Williams scored, and it's so appropriate that, Aizawl FC got their two most important results through goals scored by Mizo boys, young Mizo players.
Yeah.
That was a major, toss-up as well. William took the shot. And then Vishal tried to sort of punch it out. I think it was more of a reflex punch. And that ball could have taken any direction from there.
Yeah, it hit the goal and came back.
It would, imagine if that freaking ball goes at a slightly 5 degrees wider, Mohun Bagan win the league. If that ball just does not reach exactly where William is, it would have been Mohun Bagan's title, and that's how close it was. It was just that freaking fraction of a degree of the angle that the ball takes that decided. And I people just sort of shit on me for taking shots at ISL at just sudden moments. But imagine if there was semi-final and final after this.
Not deserving at all.
This would have been a complete shit end to the regular season, because nothing would have been decided. All those the last month that we have seen Aizawl FC just trying to grind through every match, just gathering every point, just holding on with their teeth. Even Mohun Bagan just trying their hardest to just be there and have a chance to win the league. None of that would have happened if it was like ISL and they had a suddenly ho gaya na, okay, top 4 teams play again because we need to make more money, right? None of that would have happened. We would not have a fairy tale ending to the league at all if that was the case. But anyway, this is I don't know if there will be another I-League or not, but I think this is the best advertisement of pure league football that we have ever had in the country.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, also for people who are outside India to look at it and say, wow, marvelous. I mean, we can compare football. Yeah, we can compare endlessly to, something similar happening to EPL, but that's completely different.
I think,
you cannot take away...
I really feel offended when people of India start comparing with the Leicester City story.
It's kind of thing.
To explain it to someone, it's fine.
Yeah.
But it's a completely different...
It's different. Once you start looking into things, I mean, Leicester City still has a lot of things going on. They still have money coming in. They still have marketing.
First of all, it's so structured that Aizawl in the first place shouldn't have been here if you allow a proper structure to be there in I-League. Just before we jump to Chiranjit and understand how the game went about for Bagan, I just remembered that goal line action that we were talking about so much in detail. Camo. With a back heel, as much as power that you can get from an instep, he does in the 6-yard box, and all of a sudden there is a player on the goal line. It's not a goalkeeper, a defender on the goal line.
It was crazy. It was insane.
At that moment you really thought,
that would have sealed. That would have sealed the league for them.
But that gave you an indication that it's not Aizawl's night. doing
Yeah.
that well. That was a reflex action by Kamo, and it was a reflex save by him. I don't think it was anticipated by the defender. He was just he just landed there from somewhere.
Yeah, he was just placed there to do that. It was insane, right? Both these matches that we were watching and or following or whatever had both their crazy stuff right up and down.
Yeah. So Chiranjit, how was the second half for Chennai City? Was it Bagan looking too strong?
Chennai City were trying their hardest, but Mohun Bagan were just tighter in the second half because they sort of came in. Shillong Lajong were leading 1-0 at halftime.
Yeah.
So they came in believing that okay, if we score a goal, then maybe this is ours. And they just went at it very hard. They did their job. And everybody had a redemption story. Like Balwant Singh, who has been so poor in the last few games, he was the one who chested the ball down for Katsumi Yusa at the end of the first half. He was the assist guy.
Yeah. The second goal,
Daryl
JJ
Duffy
comes in.
Daryl Duffy, JJ played so badly against Aizawl FC.
Yeah.
He gave the assist. Daryl Duffy himself, not a single goal in the second leg of the league. Suddenly gets there, plays with an eye injury with a band-aid on his eyebrow and gets to score the goal that had the potential to seal the league title for Mohun Bagan. And then we had that silly red card, which it was right, when the ball came in and Devjit went out and tried to save it. It was just outside the penalty box when he grabbed it.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's not a straight red.
Red, yeah.
And it's
too
so
harsh.
close. It's so close. It should have been a yellow. Yeah. But just flashed a straight red, and
so was it a
everybody
catch or was it a punch?
It was a catch.
It was a catch.
Oh, and he was.
It was a catch, and he had to do it. He had to do it because there was a player who was almost about to get his foot on the ball. So it's not like he could have waited. But I don't think in that situation he could have understood that he was leaving the penalty box. No, it was like just out by 1 inch or something.
Yeah, it was just in the heat of the moment he just did that.
The red card is justified if it's a clear goal scoring opportunity denied. If not, then it should have been a yellow card. If it was in favor of the striker or
it was
the
a goal scoring
player.
opportunity, but I think it was a goal scoring opportunity, but it was
clear,
so close.
A clear goal scoring opportunity where the striker was in advantage of the ball, and then he was obstructed. Then it's a red. So I don't suppose, it's a 50-50.
Yeah, it was not a clear case of obstruction. He went and grabbed the ball, which happened to be 1 inch outside the penalty box. So I don't think, like, considering the situation and the nerves, I don't think the referee should have gone for a red, but he did. And I guess if you're going by technicalities, he would be justified. But it was funny.
I hope he got out of the stadium safe though.
Obviously but nobody cared.
Yeah.
That was the thing. Nobody cared.
That didn't really didn't do much.
Nothing. Devjit was angry, but other players were like telling him, dude, just go. Like it's like we're leading 2-1. We just need to see the 10 minutes out and all that stuff. But obviously it was already 1-1. And towards the end, I was just thinking, this is done. And it's gone into extra time and everything. And I just flipped the channel for one moment. Okay. And the thing I see is the Lajong versus Aizawl FC game is in extra time, added time obviously.
4 minutes, yeah.
And what I see is Bai Kamo being assisted by a medic, and he is putting on an Oscar-worthy performance of limping. He's like limping like his life depends on it. He's putting his heart and soul into it.
That really gave you an indication that Khalid Jamil is still in charge.
Even he's limping almost in slow motion on his way out of the pitch, with the medic. And I was like, this is over. There's nothing left. The Aizawl FC are taking this. So, obviously, a few minutes later, the confirmation came. And I think the Mohun Bagan game was still not over. And people just started getting up and leaving. Because, dude, it was gutting. It was like complete, shattering of hope. Simply because Shillong Lajong were, they just pumped up the hope by scoring first. And I think, Shillong Lajong were hugely popular with, Mohun Bagan fans. And they were planning major Thanksgiving stuff for Shillong Lajong. It was like,
just like Singto said, they didn't make it easy for them. It was tough till the end. It's only the last 10 minutes that Aizawl came into the picture. Yeah.
They put up a fight, and I'm just talking about how the emotional reaction to the whole thing was. It was like, at one point they were planning to like send 1,000 rasgullas on mail order delivery to Shillong Lajong office, and huge bouquets and shit people were talking about that we must go there and thank them and all the stuff. And it would have been like that, if maybe Shillong Lajong office or the Shillong Lajong practice ground would have dealt with over the next year Bengali tourists who are going to Shillong, just going there and saying thank you. That's how it would have been with Shillong Lajong. But suddenly Shillong Lajong became the villain. Like, your fault. You scored early. You made us hope, and then you will concede it. So it's completely your fault. So Shillong Lajong went from hero to villain in that night.
This had to have a fairy tale ending, just like we pictured. Just like, I think, just to quote what Pulister's tweet I just saw this morning, that we don't have anything against Mohun Bagan fans. It's just that we wanted to see something like this happen in Indian football.
And they deserved it. This was what Sanjay Sen said. He came out and it was raining like anything. Everybody was stuck. And after half an hour, he comes out and he talks to the press. He says, "Look, Aizawl FC won the most number of games. They are deserving champions. We did our best, but it was not in our hand tonight, and that's what it is." And he said, "It's my fault. This is the worst we have performed under my coaching." Okay, that's what he said. This is our worst performance under my coaching, and he said, I mean that's saying something, because Mohun Bagan lost the league by 1 point.
Yeah.
And it was good of him to just come out and congratulate Aizawl FC like that. And he said, it was necessary, and he even mentioned that if Aizawl FC had not won that, we would not have been talking about this fairy tale. That the fairy tale would not have happened, because you only get credit if you win.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, if Aizawl FC just lost the league even by goal difference, it would have been a very different kind of a story.
It was easily forgotten.
None of that. It would have been eventually forgotten. And there is a chance that Aizawl FC success will disrupt the structure of Indian football that is going to take shape over the next few months. And a lot of things will happen in a new way. People will be forced to rethink their priorities and whether it's money that's needed to develop football, or passion, or overall development, or government involvement. All of those debates will happen. All of those questions will be asked, and people will be made to answer really tough questions that they would not have had to answer if Aizawl FC had not won it. And in that way also, Forget the 15 years of journey that Mizoram has taken together. Starting their development ground up, winning junior championships, eventually starting a new professional league in the state, developing infrastructure, winning Santosh Trophy, winning Subroto Cup, all of that stuff, just adding up to this eventual triumph.
This is a triumph for Mizoram football, and here is what they have.
It was not a cherry on the cake. It was reaching the mountain. It was climbing the mountain. It was the moment. It was the highest achievement and the toughest. And this brought in the final vindication for Mizoram football that yes, they are the best. All this time they were talking about they are giving so many players to the national team. They're doing so well in the state versus state games, all that, but they were still not given that ultimate recognition because they had not become champions of India. Now a club from Mizoram is the champion of India. There is no two ways about it, and there is nobody who can deny the model that Mizoram football has put forward, Mizoram government had put forward of development, and pure spirit. Playing with less resources, but all of their heart. All of this is finally recognized. It has been set in stone in the history books because that ball did not go 5 degrees wider. Okay, that's how close this was. That's how close it was for history to be written in a very different way. And I think that's what gives you a pause for thought. You have to wonder how much of our lives just are the way because of those slight differences.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and that's what it is. It's this beautiful story and I'm saying this as a Mohun Bagan fan. It's still one of the most beautiful stories that Indian football will ever see, I think.
Yeah. We read a few tweets that said this today might be like a half day or a full day leave for the state of Mizoram. The government has declared.
Yeah.
that's how crazy they get. I mean, imagine nowhere else you see.
Obviously, they will have to do it because all of Mizoram was in Shillong already. They'll have to make the travel back. It's an 18-hour journey. They can't be back in office on Monday morning.
Yeah. We also heard the commentators say that when they won Santosh Trophy, it was the same thing. They gave a day off.
Yeah.
And here's again, they were rewarded. It was a crazy night. Great end to the story. Let's touch upon the other matches that happened because it'd be unfair if we don't. The same day, what a match that DSK and Minerva put up, right? What a mouth-watering game. 4-4. Are you kidding me? Last match to end. DSK, yes, but Minerva? Wow. Minerva, even though they have had some, ups and downs, and more and often on their on-field, we've heard a lot of off-field things that happen over there. But Churchill match that they played and this match, I mean, are you kidding me? What number of goals were that? Many people will hate me for saying this, but for Minerva, I have finished 9th, okay?
And it's like I feel like it. Like they got short-handed, the same kind of feeling that I got after Aizawl FC got relegated last season, that they got the short end of the stick, because I really wanted to see them because so much spirit. Like they went 3-0 down.
Yeah.
Like Kim Song-yong went Old Testament on that team, scored 2 early goals, Juan Cuero scored, then they come and fire back. With freaking 3 goals from Indian players, young Indian players. With that penalty turned the game in the second half. It's still one of the best comeback stories of the season. And I wish so bad that they were in the Federation Cup, because this is a cup upset team. Okay, if they can put up that kind of a fight away from home, you would have wanted to see them in a cup tournament. But yeah, unfortunately, that's not going to happen.
Dave Rogers was missing from the bench and also from the pre-match conference. I'm not sure what's happening there. But, truly, honestly, this wasn't a game that really excited me with the technicalities, the way Minerva and DSK both played. Kim Song-yong, he missed an early chance, and that came back to haunt them. He did miss a chance, but he did score in another goal. I think he scored 2 for the night. But, that made a difference. And what started a comeback for Minerva was the substitution. Khosla came in. He gets in the penalty. He scores that. He scores another one. And then you have Amobi just waiting for an opportunity. It was similar to the game that we watched Churchill and Minerva play out. But DSK were, have to be blaming themselves. They missed in the opportunities that they created. Juan Cuero was, just owning that left flank. He was all over the place. He could, get in on the left flank and then cut in back in the center and use those curling balls. He was getting frustrated at times because the passing wasn't as he would expect, because he is always a creator. He is the playmaker. So seeing him frustrated, the team is not to the potential. But all credit to Minerva being down by 3 goals and another half to go. That substitution really helped them. Good comeback. It's good for the morale, but I really find it was a more long tennis game. Playing the ball from the back line to the forward line, bypassing the midfield. That's not how they should be playing. But again, it's the first season. They can always get better.
No better way like this to end the last match, right, of the league.
So that means because of that draw, Mumbai FC finished last.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I get it.
At least the AIFF can save face and say, yeah, we relegated the bottom team.
Yeah, actually. Yeah.
And not the 8th team or the 9th team with 2 teams below them.
Yeah, I'm actually like staring at the points table, and I'm like, yeah, Mumbai is right there at the bottom. But it was a nightmare on the last day of the match. We knew already that Mumbai FC was done when they were playing East Bengal. But yeah, we thought there might be a fight. 4-0 was just bad. The goals just kept coming one after the other. It was sad to see. We thought something we would see for the fans, but no, there was nothing put up actually. But at the post-match, Oscar Bruzon said that probably, we missed those two, number 9 and number 10. You give us what East Bengal had, probably we would have put up a fight. But he also said that though we were on the losing side, he was pretty impressed by the Indian players in the squad. Like Hitesh and Farooq were absolutely brilliant on the wings. They did their best that they could. They were running up and down. The drive that they wanted to score and get those goals. But it was just East Bengal had everything. So that's how it was. Mumbai FC were a bit handicapped. But he also mentioned that I'm not stating any excuses. I did what I could, and I mean, you can't really blame him as well. He just came in with 4 matches in hand, already fighting relegation. It would go anyway around. But yeah, probably he as a coach would have wanted this to end in a good note, but it did not. One highlight, as we put up the story on our website, thefangrass.com, that he mentioned is he said it with a very high. You could see him, you could almost see him. You could almost see him down. Emotionally, he was taking a huge pause after every word, probably taking heavy breaths, just feeling it all along, saying that if Mumbai FC sustains themselves, I would love to be part of this team. I would still be around and be part of the system, which is really great on his part.
Yeah, that's the belief that coach shows in the team. Performance. I always keep saying performance is not an indicator of how your development is going.
Yeah.
So he's seen the team inside out, and he's also pointed out time and again that the foreigners do make a difference, and the wrong choice of foreigners were with Mumbai FC.
Yeah. And even when he came for the post-match, it was after a very long time because he was giving a talk at the dressing room just to lighten up the mood of the boys and everything. But yeah, it was a terrible sight to see. Yes, I did have tears in my eyes at the end of it because I started following Indian football through Mumbai FC, of course, and the fans were up there. They did a final lap around the stadium, still cheering, their chants and everyone. But yeah, that's how it is. A fan never gives up on the team that they support. Now, things happen. Shitty things happened. Yes, they've been relegated. Let's see how things pan out now for Mumbai FC. But the other match that happened, probably Bengaluru and Churchill. Wow. What a end to that story now at Kantirawa. 3-0.
I didn't expect it to be one-sided, really. I'm sure Churchill did put up a fight, but Bengaluru, yes, they are getting back that touch.
Yeah.
It's difficult to catch them up now.
Yeah. Chiranjeev, thoughts on that match, Bengaluru's game? Amazing stuff, right?
Yeah, they're back. They're back, and I think what this last round has done, other than deciding who's the winner ultimately of this league season, it has really set up the major conflicts or the main fights that will happen in the Federation Cup. Okay, and we have seen East Bengal play well after a long time of doing badly.
Yeah.
We have seen Bengaluru FC regain their touch, and that's not a good news for anybody. But, they scored so many goals past DSK Shivajians. They beat Shillong Lajong away from home with ease, and that's when I rang the alarm that, okay, watch out, Bengaluru FC are back.
Yeah.
And their last performance proved it. And just look at the group stage. I think the division is 1st, 3rd, 6th and 8th in the I-League play in Group A, and 2nd, 4th, 5th and 7th play in Group B.
Oh.
Right. So what we have is Aizawl FC, East Bengal, Churchill Brothers and Chennai City.
Yeah.
In Group A. And Group B, Mohun Bagan, Bengaluru FC, Shillong Lajong, DSK Shivajians. Group B is group of death.
Yeah.
Okay. Straight up, we know this is where it's going to go down between the top 3 teams. And DSK Shivajians also may turn out to be...
don't write them off. You never know. They've been really good
and so
towards the end.
just imagine how this and Star Sports finally they're showing Indian football.
Wow.
They'll be broadcasting the Federation Cup.
Wow.
So we'll
from
see better
Balam
quality
Stadium.
pictures. Excellent.
No idea. HD maybe.
Yeah,
You know, we'll
I
finally
League in
have
HD.
HD
I mean, Fed
telecast.
Cup, yeah, Indian football in HD.
Wow, that's some good
Yeah.
Great
news.
stuff. Great stuff.
Great news, really, and just we're gonna have some delightful, mouth-watering fixtures coming up
Yeah.
from Baravati the next few weeks.
Yeah, and we are here and we'll be in the studio to give you all the updates, talk about it just like we've been talking about right now because it's not over. One more Federation Cup is yet to begin and the actual fight. Let's see who picks that up. The defending champions are of course Mohun Bagan. That's going to be interesting. Now just to end the show, I had tweeted two things. I'll repeat that on the show. Mumbai had lost on Saturday night and I had tears in my eyes. I lost my phone after that and I had buckets of tears.
You
after
lost
that.
phone twice in a week. That same phone.
Yeah.
I did not say tell this story on the podcast, but I think everybody needs to know
Everyone
how.
knows this, yeah. I think most of them knows this.
You know, we were going to the Aizawl FC versus Mohun Bagan game, and on the way, she loses the phone.
Not on the way, after we got off from the taxi.
Yeah, just outside the stadium, she loses the phone, and we went to this police officer. He immediately called up, and somebody picked up, and we got the phone back in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And I was amazed.
That was the story. That's what the people are. That's why I had more prayers after that, saying, "Please, Aizawl, just take it because you give my phone back. I don't know how I'm going to react right now."
Yeah, I don't think anywhere else you'll get your phone
Yeah,
back
exactly,
like that.
like this.
That
That just happened right
something
now.
miraculous.
Yeah, there was a proof that I won't get it back, and I didn't get back. Well, what to complete that? But yeah, Indian football is what brought joy to my eyes and to my feelings because that just got a little better to see the team do have a fairy tale ending, and I wished right now I was in Aizawl, to enjoy that moment. It was amazing. I mean, the beautiful game always brings a smile to your face,
And that's what the league was decided actually. That goal, Mohun Bagan failing to get a draw against Aizawl FC in their home ground.
Yes.
That's what lost the league, not the last round.
Not the
That's
last
where
match,
it
exactly.
all went down.
And yes, I'm so happy to have witnessed that. The last thing to end the show. I mean, guys out there who call themselves football fans, it's time. It's high time that you follow football in your own country, in your own state, in your own city. Because if not now, and if not this, I mentioned this when, Bengaluru were up there taking all credit for the AFC Cup finale. But this is what we all wanted, right? Your own top division league showing you something like this. And here it is. It's just part of your country. It's part of your Indian football history. If this
Imagine a team with a 4 to 5 crore budget wins the league and they will play in AFC Champions League next season.
Exactly. I mean, who would have thought that?
And Mizoram government came out and said we will finish the construction of the stadium, Rajiv Gandhi Stadium, within the next few months, and they'll have a license without any hustle.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And so what will happen next season? How will they rise up to the challenge? Because how can you take that team and take on the best in Asia? And it's so fascinating. The next few years, I think even 2018 will be full of action for Indian football.
It's a revolution in Indian football. It started when Bengaluru, reached the final of the AFC.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there was no way looking back from then on. And then the Indian team...
We still don't know if Aizawl FC will be in top division next year or they will be forcefully relegated.
Let's not talk about little bitter things.
We'll talk about that later as the situation unfolds.
It's a
but
sweet
this is
show.
something they cannot take away.
Yeah, this is the moment to have to say that, to be proud of. And if you can't really be a fan, I'm sorry, I won't call you a football fan then. Because if this does not attract you, nothing will. I'm pretty sure. This is a story made in India. Amazing stuff from these boys and the management. TFG Football, the whole podcast team wishes the team out there. Great fight by all the teams. We are all geared up for the Federation Cup, and as we said, we're a daily show. We'll bring you all the updates and everything that you want to know about the merger and everything. Now, all that you want to read about these matches, what Khalid Bhai said after the game, you can all read how Twitter reacted to it. You can all see up on our website, thefangrush.com. Do follow the TFG Football Twitter handle. We are also on Twitter personally, Boza_Kevin, Chiranjit Oja, Siju Matthew 94. Have a great day, folks. Nothing better than this will motivate you on this Monday. If you're if you have Mezzo friends, go out there, go out and celebrate with them. Or if you just love
Ask them
Indian
for treat.
football, yeah, if you're just an Indian football fan, just celebrate, just
Party
enjoy.
day, party day, party day.
Have a good day, guys. Come back to us tomorrow. Cheers.
एक्सक्यूज मी भैया, एक्सक्यूज मी,
बोलिए मैडम।
मेन्यू में क्या है?
मेन्यू में सीन अनसीन है, पॉडकास्ट है, ऑन कोर्स है, साइरस है, मेड इन इंडिया, रीडिस्कवरी प्रोजेक्ट, एम्पावरिंग सीरीज, सेक्स वेक्स है, IVM लाइक्स है, सिंप्लीफाइड है, कीपिंग इट क्वियर है, ड्रिंक्स एंड डेस्टिनेशन है, माय नेबर सकरबर्ग है और द फन गराज है। आपको क्या चाहिए?
एक बार रिपीट कर देंगे क्या?
रिपीट नहीं करता हम, आप जाओ IVMpodcast.com पे और सुनो ये सब, या फिर डाउनलोड करो उनका ऐप, सब आपकी उंगलियों पे।